Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really interesting look at, well, psychology and tiny machines. Specifically, we're digging into your source material about the almost therapeutic side of hands-on hobbies.
Yeah, like wrenching on those vintage Tamiya RC cars. The frog, the grasshopper,
Yeah.
classics.
Exactly. And that feeling you mentioned, the one we're exploring, finishing up, and just feeling less stressed, more relaxed, calmer, just more able to deal with stuff.
That's the mission, right? To unpack what's really going on there. We think there are about, 5 key things working together synergistically at that workbench to give you that restorative feeling.
Okay, 5 forces. So where do we start? The immediate effect, maybe. Like when you sit down, you have to focus on, say, putting a gearbox together.
Right, that focus.
Your brain has to kind of switch off from the big abstract worries like deadlines or money stuff.
Absolutely. It's an immediate shift. That physical task forces your brain onto a concrete problem. And biologically speaking, that's doing something important. It's actively reducing cortisol.
The main stress hormone.
The main stress hormone, yeah. So you get that quick calm, but it's also stimulating endorphins, dopamine, the feel-good chemicals from the satisfaction of doing the task itself.
And this leads to that idea of the flow state, right? Being in the zone.
Precisely. Flow happens when the challenge, like a tricky Tamiya assembly, perfectly matches your skill level. You're completely absorbed.
Okay, so time disappears, you're focused, but how deep does that go in the brain? Is it just like good distraction?
No, it's much deeper. This is where it gets really cool neurologically. Flow can induce something called transient hypofrontality.
Transient hypo, what now?
Hypofrontality, which basically means the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that does the worrying, the planning, the self-criticism, it temporarily quiets down.
Wow, so the part of your brain that stresses you out takes a break.
It's essentially forced to take a break. A cognitive vacation, you could call it. It's crucial.
Okay, so your brain gets a rest from anxiety while simultaneously getting rewarded for solving real problems. That's powerful. Now let's link that to memory, the time machine idea. Working on a Tamiya you first had back in, say, 84.
The nostalgia factor.
Yeah, but isn't nostalgia sometimes seen as just, escaping, looking backwards too much?
That's a fair point, but this kind of nostalgia works differently. It acts more like an identity anchor.
Identity anchor.
Yeah, especially during times of change, maybe midlife, whatever.
Yeah.
Reconnecting with that kit, that interest from your youth, it builds a bridge. It connects your current self back to maybe a more authentic, stable, younger self. It provides stability, meaning it's not just escaping to the past, it's anchoring in the past.
Okay, so it grounds you. And that feeling of being grounded, that stability, that must connect to the idea of mastery, right? Because work problems, life problems, they're often so messy and complex.
Exactly. They're open systems, cause and effect are blurry, stressful. The workbench, though, that's different.
So?
It's a micro world of manageable complexity. It's closed, it's knowable. You turn this screw, this happens. You figure out why that servo is twitching.
Yeah.
There's a clear outcome.
You fix it, it works. Even something small, like dealing with a stripped screw you managed to overcome.
Yes. And successfully navigating those little mechanical problems, that builds self-efficacy.
Self-efficacy, meaning?
It's your belief in your own ability to succeed. It's like leveling up psychologically. You master these small, contained problems, and that confidence, that sense of capability. It doesn't just stay at the workbench.
Ah, so it translates. You feel more able to handle the bigger, messier problems away from the bench.
Precisely. It builds resilience.
Okay, that makes sense. And then there's the final layer you mentioned in the source material, sharing it. Like building those grasshoppers and frogs with your sons. That takes it beyond just personal satisfaction.
Oh, absolutely. That taps into something fundamental psychologists call generativity.
Generativity.
It's that deep human need to create or nurture things that will outlast you. Sharing the hobby, passing it on. It transforms the nostalgia. It's not just looking back anymore.
It becomes about looking forward, building a legacy, almost.
Exactly. It's proactive. It strengthens family bonds, adds this whole other layer of meaning. It's way more than just tinkering for yourself.
So putting it all together then, that feeling being more able to deal with anything, it's not just one thing. It's the neurochemistry, the flow state, the nostalgia as an anchor, the mastery building confidence, and the generativity all working together.
A synergistic effect. 5 forces converging to create that really holistic sense of restoration and capability.
It's a pretty elegant system happening there on the workbench.
It really is. And maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is this. If engaging with this kind of tangible, manageable micro world, the RC car offers so much restoration. What other micro worlds, what other closed systems or focused activities could you maybe bring into your life to get that cognitive rest, and build up that confidence? Worth thinking about. Find that manageable complexity.